Okay, so we are back here with another episode of Critical Failures, here with the Curse of Strahd ReVamped campaign, as we are on to session 17 now, as we are continuing this journey, into the world of Barovia. We are exploring more of the town of Vallaki after what is an extremely chaotic event that has occurred over the past few minutes to a last hour or so inside the town. A little bit of a recap of what has happened last session is our party has been exploring the town of Vallaki and celebrating in their own different ways, some might say sabotaging, a town square inside the main area of the town. This festival going on inside this town square was going well until a shot was fired mysteriously from the crowd, shooting the mayor, who was standing on a stage in the middle of this area. As this happened, there were undead that began to appear around the area, and a large pumpkin that was used as a big decorated piece raised from the ground and began to attack the villagers as well as the party. All of this going on, the party was able to fight valiantly against this creature, as well as these shadow creatures that lurked around as well, but at a cost. We have seen several of the locals and residents slain in different ways across the cobblestone. We have seen guards try to defend groups of residents trying to flee through alleyways, with Gestal helping some of them find ways out of this main town square. As this was going on, though, some of our party members were in a little bit more of a difficult situation, with Palin dropping in combat to death's door, the light of his jack-o'-lantern face almost extinguished. But fortunately, or unfortunately, Jason made a deal with the mask that he has been possessing as a object with. We won't use possession, because, Jason, you got full control, right, dog? But with this deal that was made with this object, Jason was able to not only gain some powers for himself, but also save his friend in the process, but at a cost, of course. As the party has been able to kind of navigate this area, defeating these creatures, there was another situation going on inside the town as well. With the Giggly Moss spreading information about different groups of some of the residents, we also had at the church Thalamir going there for his own reasons and his own objectives, looking to see the father of this area, and in conversation seeing that this individual turned into the Count himself, Strahd. In a tense moment that almost led to combat, the two of them talked about the old times together, as well as what might lie ahead. This conversation was not friendly. It was intense, and it was on the verge of a potential conflict. But there was no conflict, as actually Strahd invited them to a dinner potentially this week. With all of that going on, we're going to begin session right away, leaning towards the town square. For those that are over there at this time, we're going to kind of set the scene for you at this moment, as the chaos was all over the place last session, but the dust has finally settled. Without further ado, let's kind of set the scene for you guys right now at this moment. So for many of the party members, what you guys see around you guys is the smoke and the fog that's kind of rolled through this area kind of settles a little bit more, revealing the actual grotesque massacre of what this place has become. The ground is covered in bodies that kind of scatter and litter across the cobblestone floor, most of them being the undead, but unfortunately, many also being the residents and guards. Killed in different ways. The other thing that you can see are chunks of pumpkin guts that have kind of splattered and painted the sides of residential houses. There is an ominous pause that is amongst the survivors at this time, as everyone is processing what has transpired, what has happened inside this area. People are slowly kind of dragging themselves to different areas to get fixed by some of the healers that have kind of ran their way out here once the conflict has ended. Guards help out the survivors, but for many, this was their final fall. And for Palin, it was almost his as well. For the survivors at this time, as you guys are here as a party, what do you guys do? What do you guys discuss? As this town begins to put the pieces back together, as the night begins to ensue, and a reddish hue begins to kind of fill the sky at this time. What do we do?
I have a question. Is Jason still in demon form?
Jason, would you still be in demon form at this time or no?
No, as soon as combat ends, I'm gonna go back to myself.
Then you see, right as combat ended, you watch as this kind of swirl of this arcane energy begins to kind of radiate and twirl around his body, bringing him back to his true form. At this time as well, you do not see the mask on his face. You can see he's kind of standing there amongst some of the survivors at this time, as well as a pile of dead bodies from the ones who did not have that fortunate survival.
If no one's gonna do anything, guess Sal's gonna make his way to the stage and kind of like peer over. Does the mayor look dead?
As you begin to kind of lean over towards that location, that is the stage that has fallen and has kind of like collapsed amongst itself at this time. Looking at the wooden planks and the rubble, you see Palin is there walking around as well as some of your companions. But looking where the location of the mayor is, you see a silhouette of blood that is kind of splattered and smeared. You can see it almost makes the outline of where the body must have lied. And there is a pretty big pool of blood. But you do not see a body there.
Is there like a place of high elevation that is still intact?
Are you talking inside the town or outside of the town?
Just in the town square.
Yeah. So looking around there are several buildings that you can see. One of the tallest locations inside Vallaki looks to be down several hundreds of yards, so it's not relatively close. But the church tower is the biggest kind of area here. But there are some buildings nearby as well that are about 2 to 3 stories tall.
But no stage-like structures that I can just stand on just to kind of get like above eye level of everyone.
This one would be destroyed. However, if you would like to go to these two, these kind of areas over here are kind of elevated about 4 feet off the ground.
All right. I'll start making my way over to there.
You begin to make your way over there at this time. You see that there are several people who are beginning to move amongst the crowd to try to get either back into their residential homes or out of this area as guards begin to put some of the pieces together.
Anybody want to do anything? Because
Gray's thinking about how Thalamir's still in the church, but you went away before she could ask if we should have head that way. And I'm not trying to be alone right now. I'm injured as all hell.
Jason will just be helping people. Like, if there is anyone under rubble or anyone here is left alive, Jason's gonna try to help them.
As you're doing so, give me an investigation check, Jason, and then for the party, anything else you guys are discussing or doing as Jason's looking around to potentially help some people.
Alan, you got anything you want to do?
Oh man, I'm just trying to survive.
Same here. And unfortunately, I don't think I can sneakily spore these dead people without getting in trouble, so I'm not trying to do that. We'll get them later.
With Jason's 8 on investigation at this time, Jason, you look around and you do see a foot that is visible out of what looks to be some collapsed wood planks and rubble. As you begin to move some, you can see that this is a body that has been crushed and almost ripped in half by what looks to be a large wooden beam that has fallen onto this individual. This person is no longer alive.
Better than what I thought. I thought I had just found a loose beach. At least he has a body accompanying it.
Alright, Gestalt, are you using thaumaturgy at this time for anything specific, or?
Yes, I'm going to try and cause my voice to boom 3 times as loud as normal. And I'm just going to call out, people of Vallaki, your town has been saved. And look at us. We are outsiders who risk everything. And I know you have been watching us. And I know you are worried and scared that your safe city is now under siege. But we defended it. And your guards did help and put up a valiant fight. But no, this does not just happen. There is no secret that people and children have been disappearing. It was the orphans now, but once they are gone, it would have been your children. And it is we who have stopped them. There are whispers of certain groups out here trying to destroy this or cause some sort of mayhem. I have come here to stop them. We, I'm going to point to the party, have come here to stop them. They fester in your town, and they grow in numbers. But rest assured, just like we stopped them here, we will stop them, and we will rip them from your town, as it is my duty to rip them from the very lies themselves. And I'll have Ixik kind of like sneak his way to whatever townspeople and go,
He must be talking about Lock and Key. They're the ones who did this. They were just talking about them earlier.
At this time, your voice echoes out, and you can see that for large chunks of the crowd, they continue to kind of pick up the pieces and leave, but for some, you see a small gathering that is listening to the words that you're saying. Despite your voice kind of echoing out, a few people seem to be intrigued and in a moment of desperation and in panic and, going through a situation like this. They seem to be interested in potentially these groups that may be involved. A few guards begin to kind of hang around as well, none of them stopping you from what you're saying. But after a few moments, you hear a few guards shout out about a curfew that is coming up tonight. You hear that nobody is going to be allowed to be outside during the night hours because of the blood moon. And as you're saying this, you can see a few of them kind of go, and you hear some whispers and murmurs, especially with the giggling maw kind of making his way around the perimeter, listening in and saying these things. A few people are questioning perhaps if a group is involved in this type of setup. Something like this chaotic moment, a festival that is supposed to bring joy to this place, having a terrible collapse as it did. The seed of worry, the seed of distrust is starting to grow at this time. But in doing so, you can see some of the residential homes beginning to board up their windows. It looks like these things have already been pre-made. Looks like for the blood moons, typically they do this, it looks like, as they're beginning to kind of prepare to kind of lock a lot of locations up. The shops are closed for the night as well. The only place that is open for the next hour or so is the Blue Water Inn. That is something that you guys see at this time. In doing so, is there anything you guys discuss or do at this time, or any location for you guys specifically that you guys go to at this moment?
Gistal, we should probably check on Thalamir. I sincerely doubt the town square was the only place that was attacked.
I agree. There is also Agina that was supposed to meet us here. Which means she would have been out on the streets while this happened. And kind of climb down from the stage.
We can split up. Like half of us go look for Talamir, then the other half goes look for Arena.
We should at least ensure that she left the church first. Talamir left before the services started here. He might have saw her, or she might have been there at the church. Well,
I believe we stick together. I'm not sure about. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I'm not sure about you, Jason, but some of us are in less than stellar condition.
I'm relatively fine. I'll just wait on the outside of the church. No, the allergies, they haven't seemed to be leaving me.
Mm. Let's go to the church then.
start walking.
Following.
So we have Gestal and we also have at this time Gray beginning to make your guys' way over towards St. Andrew's Church. For Jason and Palin, do you guys continue with the Giggling Maw and company, or do you guys explore any other locations inside of Valaki at this time? As nighttime's beginning to roll, rain begins to fall, and there's that reddish hue that is beginning to slowly spill of a reddish kind of color across the ground, almost like reflecting like blood at this time.
Well,
I'm going with the group.
Following them.
Perfect. Well, then for the four of you guys plus the Giggling Maw hidden at this time, I'm going to ask for one of you guys can all decide which one. Roll me a D100 at this time. No problem.
Alan.
Yeah.
It's the pumpkins time.
I'm down. D100, you got it. 91.
Ooh.
Perfect.
Dang! Who
Almost.
knew?
Just dropping absolute nukes on the dice today. As you
Hey,
guys,
big rolls today.
as you guys begin to make your guys' way over towards St. Andrew's Church at this time, for Thalamir, we're going to cut to you as you have some time before they make their way over there at this moment. The last thing that you saw before we ended session was the conversation with Count Strahd. As this was going on, you watched as he turned into this swirling mist and disappeared from sight at this moment. But we're going to focus specifically on the moments directly after that before your companions make their way over. Thalamir, inside the church at this moment, what do you do? Any conversations, any thoughts, any actions at this time? Or do you leave the church or anything else?
I do want to spend one of my channel divinity to use divine sense.
This is such a good thing. I like this. As you are taking a moment to kind of focus and hone in on your surroundings at this moment, you get the sensation that this kind of protected space, this protected structure, is no more. You feel as if the presence of protection that typically is felt when you go into an establishment like a church or a temple has decayed and rotted away. As you kind of look around at this time, you can see that amongst the walls, as you're kind of taking some time to kind of notice your surroundings and sense them, you can see that there's smears of blood that look to be swirled to different symbols on the side walls of where you're walking. Looking around at this time, some of these symbols look to be of mockery of different religions that are common inside the town of Valaki, as well as the land of Barovia itself. You can see the Morning Lord symbol has been kind of smeared with kind of this almost reddish blood-like substance that kind of skirts right across it. You also see that there are smiley faces that are actually perfectly kind of painted on some of the walls, almost in a mocking manner. Another thing that you notice specifically based on kind of your surroundings and looking around, you do see that there's several doors around you as well. There's the main kind of entrance to the main church chapel area, and then there's the door on the way out. These are some things that you notice. You do not, however, notice any awareness of any celestials, fiends, or undead around you at this time.
I'm gonna just slowly walk into the church, trying to stay quiet, I guess. Not trying to like creak any boards too loudly. Do I hear anything? Any footsteps, any talking, any shuffling of anything? Particularly upstairs or in any of the rooms that I'm passing by?
Give me a perception check at this time. Big roll. Big roll. 17, let's see it. 17. It's my prediction on this bad boy.
Somewhere in here.
Yeah.
Perception, right?
Yeah, the centaur's gonna climb the room. I love it, yeah. 8.
Eight.
Hey, easy 8.
There you go.
That is a natural one, Wade.
Ooh.
As you're walking at this time, you are just trying to kind of look around, kind of see if anything must have been. In doing so, your hoof kind of presses on a very loose bit of floorboard. It kind of snaps with this loud sound. As your kind of hoof goes in for a second, you pull your hoof out and you continue to move. Nothing that you can hear, but you can hear the sound of rain beginning to kind of smack against the shingles of the church at this time, and the distant thunder that rolls off into the distance. Besides that, nothing you can really notice at this time. You do see some doors to rooms, you do see this main entryway that you're by, but nothing that sticks out to you at this moment.
Seems pretty clear in here. Great. Is there any sort of back doors over here? Or any other doors in this main chapel area?
Yeah, you see a rope here that looks to ascend up to what looks to be a large bell tower. You also see that there is a wooden ladder that kind of goes about almost towards the ground. It's about 3 feet off. You can see that that's visible to ascend up. And Thalamir, did you open these doors below as well? Or did you just go through them? Okay.
I just opened them. I didn't go in them, but...
Yeah, so if you open them, there is something you do see in one of the rooms, though, that does kind of catch your eye a little bit. This one off to the left. As you kind of just quickly, I assume, just kind of creak them open, take a quick peek inside. You notice that this room looks to be the room for Irina. You can see many of the similar objects and trinkets that she packed with her. They kind of line the bookshelf, the dresser, and the kind of nightstand. Something that you notice she is not inside this room. That's something that you also see. On the other side, though, this door, my friend, is a little bit more disturbed, we'll say. You can see that the chair that usually sits at the desk is knocked over. Papers have been ripped and sprawled out. And you can see in the middle of the floor is a large puddle of blood. Besides that, you don't see anything else. It looks like the room's dressers, the doors, the cabinets have all been searched. Something has been looted or taken out or has been searched for inside this room. Something that you notice.
How fresh is the blood?
Without any roll needed, you can still see it has kind of this liquid form. There's no drying to it. It's considered fresh within perhaps the last hour or two.
And nothing in these 2 rooms down here?
Besides the 2 rooms below, what you see is the one looks to be kind of the bedroom for the father. You can see some small religious trinkets in there. You can see that there is a kettle that is there full of hot liquid that is still hot at this time. You see on the right side, though, there looks to be a small kitchen. You can see that there's fresh bread. You can see that there's tea. And what looks to be some type of soup that has chunks of this very diluted bits of chicken that kind of float at the top.
I'll go back over here and as an equine build, am I able to try and climb the ladder?
You know what? You can try anything you want to try, for sure. If you would
I
like to,
don't think I'm making it up that rope, but I might be able to try the ladder.
I have full the ladder. You can definitely try. Yeah, give me a athletics or acrobatics at this time, just because it's a little bit more difficult than you imagined at this time for our centaur friend. 10. Let me roll something to see if you can make it up there. It takes a moment as you begin to try to navigate that space. You notice at this time, as you're going up, you hear a snap from one of the planks. Give me a dexterity save at this time, Thalamir. 16, you're able to kind of hold on, and yes, your arms are mad strong as your muscles flex as you begin to kind of pull yourself up, and you can kind of peek at the top of this section. Do you want to go all the way to the top of this tower, or do you stop halfway
Sure.
through? Okay.
I'll go all the way up.
It's not a big kind of top to this tower. It looks to be almost like the size of a small shack or shed, and they're open on each side, obviously, front, sides, and back. There's a bell there that sits there, and you can see that the roofs kind of slant outwards with the shingles over there. What you can see up here is the following. You can see that there is a heavy crossbow that is leaned up kind of against it, and you can see that there is a pack of bolts that are sitting there next to it. Looks to be 10 small kind of slots to put the bolts in, and 10 bolts are in all the slots. You can see that sitting there as well, and you can see that there is a single raven feather that is just perfectly placed right next to it at the time. Those are some things that you see at this moment.
How well am I able to see the rest of the town, particularly the town square.
Oh, very well, my friend. Despite the rain, despite the thunder, despite the rolling fog for this blood moon, you can see that there is the flickering of flames kind of from the direction of the town square at this time, and smoke that is billowing and cutting through this night sky. In seeing this, though, you also notice that there's a small group of individuals kind of making their way towards the cobblestone your direction. They're still about a minute out or so, but as you're looking, you can start seeing some features and a glowing pumpkin face, and that is the beacon of recognizing this group. These are your companions making their way over at this time. You can see they're heading towards the direction of St. Andrew's Church at this moment.
Awesome. I'm not going to touch anything up here. I'll try and... Is there anything else up here? Is it a pretty small tower up here?
It's pretty small, but feel free to do an investigation check at this time.
Let's see what else I see. Like any sort of footprints or... Like, investigation's not good.
Put a 22.
Doesn't matter, though.
Beautiful.
That is a natural 20, Wade.
With a nat 20, then, my friend, there are a few extra little hidden gems of clues that are kind of scattered around. You notice from the voices that you've heard before, there were two people up here, obviously, before this whole conversation with Strahd happened. But in addition to that, you see that there is a small object that is kind of placed right on one of the sills of this watchtower or bell tower top. You can see that there is a small playing card. Now, this playing card doesn't look like it has a lot of substance or importance until you look in. It looks to have a design that has been seen with any writing or any locations that involve the Vistani. That is a lead that you pick up at this time that kind of makes you kind of raise your eyebrow with concern. That is something that you notice at this moment as well.
If there's nothing else, I will head back down the ladder.
Clunk, 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 clunk. As you begin to make your way down the ladder at this time, your companions approaching. Gastal, Digglymaw, Jason, Palin, and Gray. You begin to make your way throughout the streets. And with that 91, we did not forget about that one at this moment, Palin. You see a few things that kind of catch your guys' eyes as you guys begin to make your way over here. The first thing is you can see the after effects on some of the people. Some people have major bruising, some of the guards with gashes, and they're still trying to kind of hold attention and help people out. Other people, it looks like they might not make it throughout the night. They look sickly, ill, and some of them are pale with the loss of blood that they've had from some of these attacks. Other ones are in even worse spots. Palin, you notice off in the distance, there is a woman who is crying hysterically, kind of crisscross applesauce sitting at this moment. She is looking down, crying heavily with a mitten in her hand as she is bawling her eyes out with a very loud and almost sharp and agonizing cry. That is something that you notice at this time. But you guys also notice the church in front of you. What do you guys do at this time? Anything specific? Do you guys go inside the church or do anything else at this moment?
Let's walk right in.
Doors
We need to see
wide.
Alamir's alive.
From a distance, does that mitten look strange?
Give me a perception check. Let's check on that mitten.
I'm sure Thalamir's fine. I just want to check on this mitten real quick.
Sourcing around, man. With a 9.
A 9.
It looks to be a knitted mitten. It doesn't look to have any popping colors. It kind of looks to be almost like a kind of bland purple color. But she is crying, and there's only a single mitten in her hand. That's all you can get with that perception check.
Yeah, all right. I think we can infer what's happened here. Let's go see what Thalamir's got going on.
She must have lost her other mitten.
Yeah, probably.
With Gray kind of making her way inside. Gray, you see, similar to what Thalamir had seen, there are kind of these smears amongst the wall of different religions and different faiths. Gastal, as you're there as well, this one kind of makes you raise your eyebrows with disgust and anger, as you can see the symbol that you bear, the quest line that you have, the journey to spread the word is mocked here. You can see symbols that are kind of smeared amongst the wall and slashed through with this kind of reddish blood. It's dried and it's kind of curdled. You even see one of them looks to even be smeared with other substance from humans at this time as well. It looks to be just crap that is smeared amongst. Manure from one of the horses, perhaps. It smells in here. It's disgusting and vile. But you guys also watch Mr. Jack Centaur just making his way down at this time from this ladder that looks to be over by this bell tower at this time. Thalamir, you hear kind of creaking of floorboards as you make your way down. With a little bit of caution, you look and you can see the familiar faces of your companions at this time. Jason, you look at the church at this moment, and you don't feel that same tenseness and vibration amongst your face and body. You are still on the outside, but you don't have that kind of worry like you've had before.
As I take a step inside, like, do I feel anything?
You feel a static go across your face, and you feel your body tighten up for a moment. And then it releases as you hear a voice go, "I'm just joking."
Oh, so you can joke. Oh, cool. That is a very interesting development.
Can I notice that he suddenly no longer has an allergy to the church? Like, if I roll an insight here?
Give me an insight check as you look over that direction.
No, I rolled a 4.
A 4. You look
Like,
his direction.
That's an 8, but like I rolled a 4 on the die is the issue.
Well, the big thing is looking at him, you can see that he does stop for a moment, but he does still enter inside the church. So that is different than what you guys might have seen earlier. So that's something that you notice. Nothing else though with that roll.
You must have changed the incenses. I'm no longer allergic to this place.
Yeah, is there any incense burning? Maybe I did ask him to put it out, so perhaps he snuffed it out then.
No, Pallid, you look inside there and you can see amongst the altar over here, you can see several sticks of these incense. They're just fuming the room with this kind of herbal scent. It is kind of thick and it's pungent, but doesn't seem to be bothering Jason at this time.
Different flavor, maybe.
Yeah, it must have been that.
Are there any traces of a struggle down here?
With looking around, feel free at this time to give me an investigation check. And in doing so, for the rest of the party, anything you guys say or do as you guys see Thalamir in front of you guys at this time. Oops.
Is Irina here? Thalamir?
No, I have not seen her at all.
The
Was
tongue.
just me and Father Ford.
While you were here speaking to this priest, we almost died. That's fun.
There was an attack in the town square. Hordes of undead. The ginormous pumpkin attacked us. Alan tried reasoning with it, but that did not go well.
Not as intended. Hey, who smeared the feces on the wall back there?
It smells.
That's kind of peculiar.
Well, I told you I met with Father Ford, but
Did he do it?
not actually Father Ford. This place is no longer protected. It was, I guess, taken over, or not sure the right wordage, but Strahd was able to. Yeah, he actually took the place of Father Ford.
Unfortunate.
Shapeshifted.
The father was Strahd all along?
Sure, this is the first time I met Father Ford. Not sure how he acted or what you guys saw.
Was there anyone here beside Father Ford? The mayor was shot from a distance. That's what kicked off the whole event.
There were two little elves who were talking to Father Ford.
That would be Linus
came
and
in.
Kylar.
Climbed the tower, and there was a crossbow up there. Some bolts and a raven feather.
They were for hunters.
And did you also say there was a
Traders.
Vistani card up there, Wade?
Correct. Yeah, you see like a playing card, but it has a Vistani theme to it, and you actually see Vistani insignia on the outside of that card.
There's a Vistani playing card up there. Not sure what any relevance that has.
I am unsure as well, but those two are hunters and traders of fur. And as I said, the mayor was shot with a crossbow from a distance. It's safe to assume we have our killers.
Well, I don't know.
Also did
I
hear
don't
them say... I did also hear the crossbow go off and then them say, "Nice shot." Never came down from that roof.
And
So
yet
did
they are
you-
not there.
When I was up there, did I see any sort of... my investigation of a 22? Did I notice any used escape routes or any sort of... I'm assuming it's raining, so they're like a streak where they slid down the roof or thing?
Well, with a
Tracks?
you had a nat 20 on that, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of information that you get from this as well, and good question, because as you looked up there earlier, there's a few things that you also notice. The area is kind of like the rails that are kind of around the structure. There doesn't look to be any disturbances, any ropes that are tied up, or anything that looks to be an escape hatch. You also notice with the shingles, there is thick kind of gunk, almost like a mildew that's kind of covered a lot of these shingles, and it's raining, which makes it extremely slippery. You do not see any slide marks or footprints. It almost looks like they vanished or disappeared from the top of this section. No signs at all of any type of escape, and you would have seen them descend down from this ladder as well.
Seems like somehow they just vanished. Never met these two elves before, so I'm not sure of their capabilities. Seems like you know who they are, though.
Well, I mean, did you actually see them up there?
I saw them go up there. Did not see them come down, nor did I see them shoot. I heard them shoot.
Well, you heard someone shoot. We don't know if it was
I heard
them.
someone shoot, and I heard someone say that was a clean shot.
You know, maybe it was someone else.
I highly doubt it, unless someone's sleeping up in that tower.
I mean, if Father Fjord is Strahd, stranger things have happened.
Who else could it be, though? If
Could have been
not
Strahd
them.
himself.
I was talking to him the whole time.
He can appear in the shape of anyone, apparently.
I was talking to him, though. I don't know, unless he has the ability to duplicate himself.
Maybe he does now.
You feel this moment as you guys are trying to put some pieces together of what has transpired today inside that town square. For Jason and Gray specifically at this time, or Gestal, who is kind of searching one of the rooms at this moment. For the three of you guys, as Thalamir and Palin begin to bounce around ideas on what might have transpired today, and also catching up on the experiences they both had. One of them saw death himself. The other one got to see a vampire. So a lot of different things have happened for the two of you. But for you three, what are you guys doing at this time?
Since the mask is now fused with me, can I like use it to sense if there's anything weird in the church, like if Strahd left anything? Just get a vibe.
Are you thinking that kind of like with the mask to see if it can kind of guide you at this time?
Yeah, like I'm letting it, point me to a direction, being like, hey, is there anything interesting in this church?
Well, I don't know if you've noticed the symbols on the walls. It seems like somebody's mocking this place.
I thought that would make you happy.
We have a goal together, Jason. We're here to defeat Strahd. And it seems like we just missed an opportunity by a few minutes. I say that we head over to that dinner sooner than expected, wouldn't you say?
But do you think we are strong enough to go on this dinner? To kill Strahd?
No. I'll be quite honest with you. I think that we would handle our own quite well, but your peasants in your party might need a little bit of a push. And you don't think that we're going to forgive your friend for trying to throw me into that lake, do you?
Well, she was just trying to protect me. Nope.
I don't
And
think that's what she wanted.
like you said, we have a common goal. We hunt monsters. We don't hunt my party members.
Well, she had her chance to throw me into that lake, so I guess we'll let her live a little bit longer, but I won't keep any promises, Jason, that she'll make it to the end.
Just remember, she allowed me to keep you.
Allowed. There was no choice for that. Destiny put us together. There was a reason why you sought out the mask, sought out me. She has no domain over your decisions. I do. And from now on, I'll make sure that all of our goals are met, even if you disagree. Because sometimes hard love, Jason, is still the right decision. And I love our companionship.
How about we keep it a companionship? We both parts have equal say.
No. You already decided to choose that for your friend's life, and look at him. He is doing quite well. But wouldn't it be better if we helped him with that face deformity that he has? Wouldn't you say, Jason?
Wait, you can help him? How?
Of course. I come from a place where the walls shine a golden hue. The Ember Temple was one of my homes a long time ago. I know that that's a place where dreams and wishes can come true. And selfishly, there's an object up there, Jason, that I think we can use to defeat Strahd. But maybe along the way we'll help get rid of that deformity in the group.
They pay them.
Going on, Jason?
I was talking to the mask, and apparently we can maybe find a lead to fix you in the Ember Temple. Would you be interested in that?
Oh, well, yeah, that's what Father Fjord was saying, that it was kind of something more like a myth, but I was hoping we could all take a trip up there and just check it out. So if the mask says there could be something up there, I think there's definitely something up there.
Yeah, the mask confirmed it. If we go to the Ember Temple, we can at least get a lead on how to unpumpkinify you? I don't know. Cure you?
The mask I'll. I wasn't totally convinced on it before, but it is acting incredibly helpful. I think it's a good thing we have this mask in the party.
Yep. I'm glad you like it.
It seems to have some good ideas, and you know, if it talks to you and has any other ideas, you could always share them with us. Right, Jason?
Right. I'm glad you're so enthusiastic about this.
Absolutely.
Let's do an insight check on Palin.
Sure. And then if you are deceiving, feel free if you want to whisper or roll a deception check. Only if you are. As Jason at this time, you kind of glance up and down on our friend Palin the Pumpkin at this moment. And in doing so, Palin, you notice almost reverse the second you look over there, Jason, you can just see the pumpkin face, the carvings and everything. It just kind of twitches for a second, and you can tell that's a little bit of a deceptive tick at this moment for Palin, as you hear a voice whisper inside your head, Jason. He's lying to us. He's lying. And you decided to save him out of everybody. A liar. Hopefully we can fix this, Jason.
Yep, I'll just sit in the corner. You guys do your thing. Just let me know when you're leaving this place.
Okay.
Staring in the corner as Jason kind of makes his way away from the church pew over there. We will transition over to Gestalt at this moment. Gestalt, what are you up to, as well as the Giggling Maw at this time? As you guys look like you guys have made your guys' way into a bedroom at this moment.
So when I did my investigation, you said that there was, like, this is Irena's room, and like in here was some small figurines, like princes and knights and stuff.
Yeah, you see a single bed. It is made, it is kept well. There's a bookshelf that has several books, and they are a wide variety. These look to be the books that she has brought with her from her original place of residency and village. You can see that there is a footlocker that's closed, but on the small bed table that is right next to the bed, you can see that there are several of these sand-carved figurines. They look to be of pretty much extreme detail. Some of them are princes, knights. You see that there's horses, flowers, you see animals, and you can even see what looks to be, on one of them specifically, there looks to be a heart that has been carved almost perfectly, and not a basic design like a anatomical heart that is actually carved in a Gothic essence. That is what you see at this time. They're all about the size of chess pieces.
Is there one that looks maybe like her?
You look around, and with your roll from previously, you can see that there is one that kind of has a little bit of similarity, but you cannot confirm if it looks like her. It doesn't look to have enough features to be able to identify it. But it is a woman with a flowing noble dress that kind of flows off to the sides. And in her hand what looks to be this staff. It has the head of what looks to be a snake-like serpent. One that has these froiled up, kind of puffed out, almost elongated scales that make it look more intimidating when it comes to its stature at this time. That is something that you notice at this moment.
I'm gonna pick up that one and kind of like hold it, kind of like rub it with my fingers, and I'm gonna think back to the last thing I said to her, and then I'm going to get extremely angry, and I'm gonna flip over the bed, and I'm gonna storm out and try and see if I can find her or see if she escaped or if anybody saw her.
You flip over the bed?
Yeah.
Well, as you flip over the bed at this time, you can see a small stone falls onto the ground at this time, and you see it has this yellow arcane glow that slowly glows and fades, glows and fades. It's about the size of a quarter, and kind of makes this roll against the wooden kind of planks and stops in place.
I'll pick it up.
You
Does it have anything etched on it? Like something small that might identify what it is?
There looks to be some arcane symbols that have been kind of carved onto this object. It looks to be in Infernal.
Well, I can read and write Abyssal. Can I kind of guess what it says?
If you want to try to make a guess, we could try to do an intelligence to see if you can kind of pick up on any of the, different symbols and some of the meaning behind some of the terms, perhaps.
Okay, here we go. 13.
You can see that this is some type of ritual arcane object. It has some type of arcane ability. And as you touch it with your hands, you feel a vibration coming from within inside this type of stone. Feel free at this time to also give me an Arcana check at this moment.
Here we go.
A 7.
7.
You can tell that there's some type of arcane ability with this object, but you're not exactly sure what. It doesn't look to be dangerous to hold. It doesn't look to be, perhaps inflicting any type of damage, but there is some utility to this stone. There's some purpose. And it's no coincidence this will be under somebody's bed. Something that you notice at this time.
I'll come out, and if Gray's still there, I'll kind of bring the stone out to her and go, "Have you seen this before? Do you know what this is?"
Have I seen it before? Do I know what it is?
Arcana. You guys are in the rock club as you guys are trying to examine and identify this rock. It is arcane, and there is some type of magical elements to it, and there is a utility to it. But with a 9, not much else.
I'm not sure what it does, but it's utilized in some way. Everyone, there's this weird arcane rock. Anyone have any experience with the arcane?
I'll show it to everyone.
Nope. See if anyone recognizes the rock.
Jason, come here. Have you seen this before?
I'm not trying to be too close to Jason. The mask is mad at me right now. Excuse me, Ma.
Just bumps into something. You look over and you see Jason is still sitting in that corner at this time, his face towards the wall. And there's an ominous sensation at this moment. He is not looking towards the party. He is almost idle at this time, looking specifically at this cobblestone kind of corner. And you can see that the shadows around him seem to be even darker than the typical shadows that are casted throughout this area. Another thing you notice is there is a window right next to Jason, and that reddish hue, that light coming from the moon outside, is perfectly kind of flowing through the glass and is illuminating his body in this dark red hue, almost like a dark blood that is kind of curdling off into this corner.
Tell me,
Yes.
can either of you read this?
I can give it a shot.
What language is it?
Infernal.
Not.
What would that be like kinda close to? Is Primordial even okay. So Primordial would have just nothing in common?
I speak Infernal.
Oh,
And the corners.
from the corner. Jason can read it.
Please.
Jason,
What does this
is
say?
Jason pouting? What is he doing in the corner?
Jason, what's your
He's
face looking
talking
like
to
in
the
this
mask.
corner?
Are you looking towards us? Are you looking at
No.
Are you looking into the wall?
Well, he's looking at the group. He just doesn't want you to give the mask any more reasons. Want you to kill everyone else. So he's just be like a kid in the timeout corner. He's just observing everyone.
Can you read this, Jason? And I'm going to show him the stone.
If it's Inferno, yes, I can read it.
You can see some of the lettering on this Infernal. Looks to have a spell that is written on it. As you kind of flow through some of this, feel free to give me an Arcana check with advantage, knowing some of the Infernal that is on this stone at this time, Jason.
Do it, Jason.
Big roll. Nat 20. Nat 20. Let's see it. It's time. Big roll from the corner.
Yes!
Corner 3.
That's a good roll. That's a good roll.
17's good. You know that this is a sending stone. This is kind of a makeshift version of this type of kind of magical artifact. Common in some areas, not really as much here. With this kind of glowing hue, and reading it, this looks to be listening in on the conversations that you're having. As you feel as if each word that is said, you can almost see kind of the sound almost itself in vibrations of waves kind of flowing. You can see the stone is almost grabbing some of these waves and pulling them inside. It's almost as if you're seeing things with an additional sense at this time, Jason. But you can tell at this moment this looks to be some type of listening device with an arcane ability.
Jason isn't going to immediately tell this to the party. Instead, I'm going to use common sign language. Hopefully anyone can understand that. Do any of you speak common sign?
Palin
Nope.
says nope. As you begin to do sign
Jason-
language.
Then Jason's just going to mimic. He's going to point at the rock, then point at his mouth, like, and then just make a like point at his ear. Try and like
Eat the
mimic
rock?
a way so that they understand that like the rock is listening on us.
For everyone who's like looking at Jason this time, feel free to give me intelligence checks to see if we can pick up on what he's putting down. 14 for Gestalt. 4 for Palin, okay. And is that a dirty 20?
A dirty 20. It's a dirty 20.
The
Still.
last one was
Check.
Igzig. The last
Um,
one was the Giggly Maw.
everybody but Palin seems to be able to kind of get the idea of, oh, like he's saying, like, be careful. And Thalamir, he's pointing towards this object and kind of almost motioning, like, hey, like, don't speak around this thing, whatever. Palin, you might get the sense, and Thalamir, since you rolled the same thing, you guys are confused. Does he want to eat this rock? Like, what is he talking about with this object at this time? There's a little bit of confusion for you two, but Gestalt and the Giggly Maw, you're picking up what Jason and the Mask are putting down at this moment.
He's gonna look at Jason right in the eye, and Gestalt's gonna say, "So you don't know what this is either," and I'm gonna toss it to him. Fine, but we can decipher it later. And I start like storming out.
Oh well.
Jason, my
as
man,
we are walking. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I thought you said you could read that rock.
Phelan, you're going to hear a voice in your head as I'm going to explain a charge of the mask and be like, oh, I absolutely can. The rock is listening when we speak. Don't say that out loud.
What do we speak?
Oh. I'll give him a thumbs up.
Palin giving the signature thumbs up at this time. For Thalamir, is there anything you say or do during this conversation?
I'm just gonna think Jason's going crazy and walk
That's
away.
not untrue.
For Gray at this time, a lot has been going on inside the church at this moment. For you, what are you doing at this time? Any conversations that you have as Jason begins to approach you at this moment, or anything that you do inside the church at this moment?
I mean, I'll go ahead and speak telepathically with Jason here. Mask be damned. Are we able to commune telepathically in order for the rock to not be upset?
I think so.
I certainly hope so. And we'll just leave it at that. She, as far as Thalamir and Palin can see, she just kind of gives a glance at Jason and then starts following Gestalt. Oh shoot, those are the eyes from when I gave Jason the red eyes.
As some of you at this time are making your way outside, does anybody stay inside the church and do anything else, or do you guys all at this moment make your way outside?
Nope. Guess it's time to go.
So everyone begins to kind of make their way out at this moment. As we're going to switch over to the Town of Valaki map. For all of you guys who are at the church, any conversations you guys have, any heading that you guys have at this moment as well, what do you guys do?
Once we get like a little farther away from the rock, Jason's going to turn to the stolen grave, be like, "Hey, the guys want me to go back and grab the listening rock. Like maybe we can use that to trick Strahd or whoever is listening in on us."
For Gestalt, did you leave the rock or did you have it in your possession at this time?
I gave it to Jason.
And I left it on the church.
Leave it at the
Okay.
church then at this
Like
time. Yeah, what do you guys say then?
I don't stop. I look for the first guard, and I'm gonna try and like the first person I see and try and find out if they saw her. I could care less about the stone right now.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's not a bad idea. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a great idea. I think that's part of why I probably gave it to you, because you would be definitely smart enough to use that. But yeah, I'm too focused.
Keep it. It may be of use.
well then just everyone be mindful of the item that I now have.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and telepathically let Palin and Thalamir know that the rock is listening to us. It's a surveillance thing. We can use it to fool Strahd. I have to do this one at a time because that's how my telepathy works, but it's gonna be the same thing each time. Just the rock is listening. Do not say anything sensitive. Yeah.
The rock is listening.
Big brother is watching.
For this conversation, at this time, you guys begin to kind of make your guys' way through the street, kind of leaving St. Andrew's. For Gestalt, you see that there is a guard who is standing next to this small oddity shop. You can see that it's boarded up. You can see that all of the cobblestone street lamps, now these are more kind of like lanterns with oil, instead of having their typical flame kind of glow, they are all a slightly reddish hue. You can see that everything feels kind of odd, and you feel a static in the air as the moon above you is a bright red. You can see guards kind of a little bit on edge, kind of watching around as you can see one of them notices you guys approach and goes, "You know that curfew is coming soon. Please, make your way to your residencies."
Did you see a woman here? We direct that to the church. And I'll like describe Arena.
I did not see a woman out of the church. I've seen people in the town square, but are you looking for the... what is it? And you can see kind of pause. He goes, "The mayor's daughter of the village."
No, I am looking someone that I brought here. She was staying at the church. Were you stationed in this area? Were you the one on guard duty here when the events happened in the town square?
No, I was closer towards the town square. I thought you were looking for the mayor's children. Did you see what happened to the mayor?
I'm gonna slam my axe into like the wall next to him and say, "I don't care about whatever that happened to them. I need to know who was on duty here. Who was watching this area."
I don't know. Everybody ran towards the town square.
Where did they run towards the square?
You see,
And I'm like grinding my teeth, like staring him down, like I am furious.
You're asking why they ran towards the town square?
Yeah.
Well, the mayor was shot. So when the alarms rang and the siege began, of course we ran here. I don't think anybody would be by the church during this time. It's a time of festivals, all is well. Even in tragedy, all is well.
I'm gonna look around. Are there a lot of people around?
Give me a D100. Let's see. About five or six, kind of making their way around. Not many, as they're kind of either kind of holding on to some of their wounds as they're making their way back to their residencies. Some of them are kind of leaned against some of the walls and some of the street posts at this time, where they're kind of just resting after what has transpired. But besides guards, there's really not much. Most of them have made their way towards the town square to help kind of figure out that situation at this time.
Pull Labyrinth's Fang out of the wall that I slammed it into. I want to try and remember this guard's face. Where is the closest guard post to here?
Closest guard post, as he kind of points over towards the direction of the Baron's estate. That is the mayor of the town. He goes, that should be the closest one for here, unless you're looking at the main gate, as he points back towards the direction you are. But those guards are on top of some of the guard towers.
He's going to kind of storm off. He's going to try and look for something that maybe if Irina was out here, she could have dropped, or maybe like she ripped, like part of her clothes was ripped off or something and like left in the ground or something. Just kind of any evidence that she was outside of the church in this area.
Feel free to give me an investigation at this time, as you're doing so for Palin, Gray, Jason, and Thalamir. For you guys at this time, is there anything specifically you guys are up to at this moment?
Not with that nat 20. Just
No, I figure we're gonna head back towards the inn if we're not following Gestalt around, so that we don't get in trouble with the guards.
Oh, I want to see what he just found. He got a
Yeah,
nat 20 on this investigation.
Following him around.
Gestalt, you always find a way to shine at the most important moments. As you begin to walk around at this time, you do notice something in one of the alleyways specifically of this area. You can see that as you're making your way past that oddity section, and I assume you guys are walking just trying to see if any clues kind of show up at this moment. When you get to about here, close towards the Blue Water Inn, what you notice is in the alleyway there is a single pole that is sticking out. It looks to be almost as if a iron spike from the fencing of perhaps a graveyard or some type of fencing of an exterior of a property or something. But it is oddly put in the middle of this alleyway, and you can see kind of hanging from it looks to be a cloak. This doesn't look to be a scary type of cloak or anything like that, not horrific in any way. This looks to be a cloak that you have seen Irina wear, specifically back towards the village of Barovia. This looks to be her specific clothing. In addition to that, you can see that there is a small little picnic basket that is placed right under it at this time. It is closed, and you can see that there's a little bit of a purple towel that looks to have been knitted that kind of just flops on the outside and kind of sways kind of with the wind, almost like a hand that is waving in your direction.
I'm going to go over there, and I want to first inspect the cloak and see if there's like any blood on it, if there's like any kind of rips on it or tears on it that might indicate that she was attacked or struggling.
You do not see any tears, no rips, no tears, no blood stains or anything of such. It looks almost as if it has been almost prepped or cleaned. It looks like it is almost in perfect condition. And it has a smell of perfume that kind of flows across your nose at this time. You see that small basket that is below, but in addition to that, you can see that there's a few raven feathers that are scattered around in a circle. But the odd thing about this, and with the nat 20, all the raven feathers are burnt, scorched. You can see this kind of tar and soot that kind of covers them at this time. That is something that you see.
Well, I'm going to want to open up the basket first and see what's in there.
As you open up the basket, give me a dexterity saving throw at this time, Gaston. Oh my goodness! That's 20, baby! You're able
God.
to kind of quickly pull your head away without any ill effect, as you can see this spring-loaded, almost like Jack-in-the-Box, shoots its head out towards you and chomps your direction. It looks to be made out of very small toy mechanisms, small pins, screws, as it kind of goes forward and misses you and kind of just swings left and right. You can see it has a clown kind of press kind of design to it. But if this thing bit you, it could have perhaps ripped off a chunk of your face, bit your neck, potentially killing you. As you can see, its mouth has these sharp, jagged, metallic teeth. They kind of sway almost in a mocking, laughing way. You also notice falling out of this picnic basket is a small, almost single serving of wine. And you also see that there's a small folded up piece of parchment paper with a pressed purple wax seal. Those are some things that you see at this time.
I opened the paper.
It's not a long message inside, but you can see that there is a simple statement that has been written in red ink. You can see that it simply says, as you open it up at this moment, in common, I formally invite all of you to dinner at Castle Ravenloft. Your friend has already decided to come early. Strahd von Zarovich. And you can see that there's a press of lips that is against the parchment paper. That is a lipstick. It is a purple lipstick that has been pressed against it. You feel a chill kind of radiate up your spine and an ominous sensation. As you see this object, the bottle of wine looks to be a old vintage bottle that, looking at it, is over 300 years old.
Well, that seems very odd altogether, considering everything that I know about Irina. I'm gonna grab the bottle and I'm gonna smash it against the wall. I'm gonna grab all the feathers and I'm gonna rip the spring part of the toy out of the basket.
Ooh. As you rip it out, you can see another one of those little stones falls out at this time.
I'm gonna pick it up and look at it. Does it look like the other one?
Nearly identical, yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Ixik. And Ixik's gonna grab it, he's gonna nod with a really big smile, and he's gonna run off with it. And then I'm gonna start making my way very angrily to the Blue Water Inn.
Okay. For company at this time, for the party, anything you guys say or do as you guys begin to make your way over towards the Blue Water Inn?
Gestalt, do you think that second stone is tied to the first one, or do you think they're both used for spying?
Undoubtedly. Why else would I have it? There's no reason to hide it in there.
Why would we want to keep these around? Is there any reason?
Is Jason around with the stone?
You look and you can see that Jason is still by you guys, but you can see noticeably a few steps kind of off to the distance, detached from the party. There is a little bit of distance that you notice.
If we say we are going somewhere, and they aim to kill us, where do you think they will show?
guess we should be ready for a fight at all times, then.
We can also lure them into one. With us controlling what information they know, we are on the offensive. Not hiding in some other area, just praying as they don't attack us. With this, we can direct that. We can mislead them, we can give them false information, we can tell them whatever it is we wish to tell them, as long as it is not the truth. And they will follow that, believing that is what we know. So
Try and find out. We should try and find out who's on the other side of that stone.
Right. But for now, it is best that if we do use it, we use it to lure whoever it is, and trap whoever it is. To get rid of it would be a wasted opportunity.
Okay. I like that idea. Thank you. Good thinking. I'm gonna continue walking.
Well, as the party begins to make their way down these cobblestone kind of roads and pathways, you guys make your way over to the Blue Water Inn. Decisions in the distance, you guys begin to approach. What you guys can see at this time is the reddish hue takes over the entire sky at this time. You can hear bells ringing throughout the town at this moment for everyone to kind of just go back inside their residencies for safety. As you guys are approaching, you can see that the front doors are about to be closed by the owner. As you can see, Erwin kind of looks and goes, "Well, hurry up, please. Doors are about to close. Windows are about to be shut."
Alright, yeah, we'll speed walk a little faster, I imagine.
Dalamir and
Yeah,
Pal,
just speed walk in.
you guys begin to make your way inside. This place is more packed than usual. More people
Oh,
are inside,
shit.
seeking shelter at this moment. Many people with wounds and gashes and more. It's loud, and not in the sense of joy and conversation, but just in movements, kind of adjusting in the chair, a bunch of things. It is just a nervous, high, tense situation. And for Palin and Company, you guys can see Ishmark is inside this area at this time. You can see that he is leaned against one of the windows, kind of looking out. He has about 4 or 5 different empty bottles of mead around him and Al. As he's kind of just staring, looking over towards the direction of Gistal, the Giggly Maw, and then looking up towards the sky at this time, as he's just taking a sip and just singing to himself these kind of humming songs, as he is just kind of enjoying his time at this small little table.
The temptation to tell him that his sister got kidnapped is near overwhelming.
He's vibing.
I'm not going to enter,
I don't.
but I will give Jason all the feathers. And I'll say, find out where these came from. Do that for me.
We'll try.
He's gonna nod to
Do you
him.
have any leads where I should start looking?
I would ask the owners of this tavern first. Ravens seem to like this area. So burnt wings, burnt feathers, might mean something to them. And the Gascal is gonna leave.
Still, as you begin to leave sight at this time, Jason, do you join the party inside the inn, or do you go to any other location or anything else that you do at this moment?
Jason will follow Gistal's advice and start looking. Request and start looking into these feathers.
as you begin to kind of make your way inside at this time. For Palin, Thalamir, and Gray, you guys watch as Jason begins to enter inside the inn at this moment. For you guys, any conversations or anything you guys discuss inside the Blue Water Inn at this moment?
So we're 100% going to that dinner, right? That is a non-negotiable.
Let's see why we shouldn't.
Well,
Well, actually,
it wouldn't that be the perfect place to kill us all?
Potentially, if that was what he wanted to do.
if he
That
wanted
doesn't-
to kill us all, he would have done it already.
That's precisely my point. He had us separated, he had Thalamir alone. He seems...
Could have done it while we were all together. Doesn't matter if we were separated. Seems like that's not what he wants. It seems like it almost seems like really he's bored. And he's interested to see where this thing goes. Whole thing with our group. Maybe he's keen for a challenge. Never known him to be like that, though.
What have you known him to be like?
Complete opposite. Ruthless. Takes what he wants, does what he wants, kills who he wants. Never shown mercy before.
Perhaps...
Sparing my life. Turning me into this beast.
Perhaps hundreds of years of facing the same thing over and over and over got boring.
It's my guess. When we were sent here, it was... As far as I'm aware, it was one of the first few years that Strahd was in power. Maybe he still had something to prove. Self-conscious. His power. Now it seems like he's a little more settled in. Tends to play with his food a little more.
I don't want to be his food. If he's gotten even more powerful, if he was able to curse you in some way, I'm cursed myself. I don't want to be double cursed. I don't want any of you to be double cursed, or single cursed for that matter. I think it could, I don't know. We could be walking into something not good by going there.
Is Jason with us, or is it just us three?
You guys see it's you, Gray, and Thalamir. You see Jason is off about 10 feet towards the bar, so he's inside the inn with you, but he's not...
I see. I couldn't really see him where I'm sitting. Okay, I see it now.
Give him a little glance, yeah, and you see him off in the distance.
Did Jason end up keeping the stone, or did he keep it at the church? I can't remember.
It's with me. I went back to get it.
If I know that, I would say this next part quietly so that the stone doesn't hear it. I don't want anyone to be cursed either. And I feel the only way to get rid of these curses is to kill the one who set them. We don't have power nor the skills to go toe to toe with Strahd. But hopefully, with help from, I'm going to say this extra quietly so the stone definitely can't hear it. With help from the Amber Temple, hopefully that wizard's tower that you mentioned, Alan, we can find the knowledge and any sort of items that can help us and give us an advantage.
Yeah, I was.
some sort of blade
Mm.
of sunlight
Hmm.
in that Amber Temple. I'd love to get a hold of that.
My thoughts exactly. I was gonna say I'd feel much more comfortable going after we take a little detour, just in case anything were to happen.
The only thing that might throw a wrench in this plan is when I went to the church, I just got right to the point, and I started talking to the priest, thinking it was Father Fjord. I asked him all about the Amber Temple, the Wizard Tower, what I thought was in there. Turns out it wasn't Father Fjord. Strahd. Not sure if Strahd knew of these items beforehand. He does now.
Father Fjord was the one who told me about the temple, so if it really was Strahd all along, then he would know we are going to the temple, or at least have an interest in the temple.
You were there last time. Did you notice anything odd? Did it seem like a secure, holy place?
I mean, I don't know if I'd be the best judge of it, but he was talking about about the bones of St. Andrew being like underneath the temple and how that created some sort of protective barrier. So, unless that somehow changed, I don't know if Strahd could have gotten in before.
But there was no blood smeared anywhere. There was no
not at all. No.
markings. There's nothing.
No. The blood and feces are very new and very strange.
Like I said, if he didn't know about it now, or if he didn't know about it then, he definitely knows about it now. So I think we're on a timed mission here. We need to get that blade as soon as we can. And any information from that tower before it's destroyed. One thing that he did tell me, that he said that he's not allowed within the Amber Temple. He cannot set foot in there.
That was Strahd telling you that as Strahd?
That was Strahd telling me that.
Did you get the sense that he was lying at all?
Can I make an insight check, Wade?
On a memory?
On a memory. Yeah. Or a history check, maybe?
Do a history check to see if you remember any kind
See
of...
if he had a smirk.
Points. Yeah, the old sly smile. 14.
Okay, not terrible for a -2.
Yeah, you don't remember anything that felt like he was deceiving you on that, but and knowing him as well as you do, you know that it's very hard to be able to detect if he is lying or deceiving. Everything he says you can pretty much just not trust, but nothing that stood out to you.
Okay. I mean, hard to trust what he says all the time. But it's worth a shot, I guess.
Definitely. I mean, if it turns out false, at least we tried. If we don't have it, we would be at a loss either way, so...
Just lose situation.
Absolutely.
Should we try and get there before the dinner?
Oh, definitely.
3 days to get there.
Oh, what
So
time is
3
dinner?
days. Early sundown.
Might be a little late.
Well, maybe we can go to the tower. I think that's a little closer than the Ember Temple. At least we can be armed with knowledge.
Yeah, and I would feel more comfortable with anything from the temple, but I understand we don't have the time to go do that. So I guess the tower's as good as anything.
Ray, thoughts?
Looking over at Gray at this time, you can see that she is kind of standing there at the edge of the table looking at you guys. As you guys ask Gray, any thoughts on the next heading, whether going to the Ember Temple, the Wizard Tower, or any other direction at this time?
If we go to the Amber Temple, we risk irritating him. He did not set a specific date for the dinner. However, we can't assume that it's not going to be recent.
He told me 3 days from today.
Do you believe we'll be able to get to the temple and back within 3 days?
Do I know where the temple is on the map?
You guys have also seen the temple a little bit in the images. As
Can we
you guys
actually,
were,
can we open the map?
yeah, if you guys want to hop over to that map at this time. As I head over to that map for you guys, should be right here. Here we go. This is kind of an image of one of the maps that you guys have found inside the Death House. You guys see that there's this large Lake Zarovich that is here. You guys also see what looks to be the woods that kind of protrude behind it and the rivers. The direction of this temple is up here towards some of the mountain ranges. As you continue to make your way there, you can see this tiny little speck of glowing gold, like
Where?
kind of illumination.
You're pinging on DM Lair.
Right here, so you guys should be able to see right there.
There, okay.
Yeah, so this direction here, and for some of you guys reading some of the books and stuff during downtime, you know this is Mount Baratok, that direction. You would know that it would probably take, to get to that location and to ascend, it will probably take a full day to go there and a full day to come back down. So 2 days, but that is a lot of time and a lot of recovery as well. But you know it'll take about 2 days to go there and go back with ascending up and down the mountain as well.
And whereabouts would the Wizard Tower be?
Wizard
And
Tower
how far
is
away?
not as far away. Looking at this map, you guys can see what looks to be a small little etched spot where it looks like a tower. A location that you can see is right over here. That is a single day's travel, it looks like. Not even a full day, but just a couple hours.
I Lake Baratok, the one right on the lake.
Yep, by Lake Baratok.
Well, those are the options. We have Lake Baratok, which is a day's travel there and back. Gather any information. We have Mount Baratok, which is 1 day there, 1 day back. Plus, getting into the temple, which I'm assuming is not going to be easy.
Is it 1 day to the area and then 1 day to climb up?
So to go to Mount Baratok, to go to the Ember Temple, to go there will not take long on foot to get to the mountain. You're only looking at a couple hours to get there, but to ascend, it's probably going to take a whole 24-hour period to get up there, as there are sections of the mountain that are jagged. You have to go around different kind of drops in some of the stone. So it would take about a full 24 hours from the town of Vallaki to get to the top by the Amber Temple, however long you guys are there, and another 24 hours to descend down and make your way to Vallaki. So in essence, you guys would only have about, if you guys are going in 3 days to this location, you would probably have about one 24-hour period, or a little bit less technically, probably maybe 12 hours of downtime before you guys might go to a location like the Castle Ravenloft.
But that's if we leave right now, right?
Correct, yeah. If you guys leave this second...
Which, there's a blood moon right now.
Correct, there's a blood moon as well.
Y'all down to fight in the blood moon?
I have
Totally.
1 health.
Oh,
I'm
wait,
good to
that's
go
right.
right now.
You guys are leaking very badly.
No, I'm good to go.
I have
That's the
1
spirit.
health.
You glance,
Perfect. Just don't get hit.
Yeah, you glance to see all the injuries on your companions at this time, realizing, dang, they were kind of battling. As you can see, some of the gashes, wounds, and etc. A little bit of pumpkin seeds still spitting out of the mouth of Palin.
I'll pick it up.
Take it right back there.
Well,
Yep.
if we go to the Ember Temple, we'll be cutting it close. Maybe it's better if we just go to the Wizard Town.
Thoughts at this
Yeah.
time for the party?
Seems like that might be the only thing we have time for.
Alright, Wizard Tower, let's go.
At this moment, at the night
Yeah,
hours, yeah.
You should go get your rest. Looks like you guys need it.
Indeed.
Does Jason look any different? I haven't seen him since the last time I saw him really was before he was one with the mask. Does he look any different to me?
You look his direction, and Jason, how do you look at this time? And specifically, what are you doing at this moment as you're sitting there by the bar by yourself at this moment?
Because I don't actually know that he fused with the mask fully, or I don't know that he made the pact to resurrect Palin. So I don't know if anything's different, but
As far as Jason's concerned, like, he probably cleaned up all the blood that was on his face. Like, he probably just picked up a rug or something. But he would just be looking a little bit tired, a little bit on edge. But other than that, probably fine.
doesn't seem like he's taken on a demonic face at all. Anything like that.
Not
Or is the
currently.
mask invisible?
You don't see.
Yeah, the mask is invisible.
Yeah, you don't see any insignias or any mask that's visible at the current time. You see him sitting there kind of by himself. You notice that a lady from behind the counter that you guys have seen before offers a drink over towards Jason at this time as she kind of lets a kind of soft smile towards his direction.
And he would order a drink and ask her if she knows anything about these feathers I've been given.
Where did you find these?
That's not very important right now.
Did you happen to be the one that might have killed this creature? The raven?
No. I didn't even know it belonged to a raven.
And she kind of pauses and looks. She goes, ravens in the town of Vallaki are seen as a good omen or good luck. They're courageous, brave. Perhaps this was one that got caught in some of the crossfires during the siege on the town square. If you're willing, would you mind if I hold on to these feathers and give this creature a proper end and rest.
Give me a couple hours, I will return them to you.
You're not gonna damage them in any way or destroy them, are you?
I don't plan to.
Okay, good. Yes, please bring them back. It's perhaps a way to kind of get out of this bad luck that we've been in as a town.
I'll give it to you later. First, I still need to figure some things out.
I see. Would you like another drink?
Yes, please.
Of course. So she kind of makes her way over there and begins to fill it. You can see across the way from you, behind one of the kegs, you can see a little face looking at you. This looks to be one of the kids that are hiding in the back kitchen who's kind of looking, and you can see that he's just kind of smirking, looking your direction with this big puffy winter coat that is a mix of gray and purple with this kind of white fur trimming on it as he's just watching. Kid's probably about the age of 8 to 9 years old.
Oh. Jason's going to smile back at the kid.
Give me a charisma check.
What was that? Jesus Christ.
That was me thinking about how funny a failed charisma check would be.
Nat 20. It's gonna be a nat 20. Feel
The
it.
mask appears.
He deserves
The mask-
it.
Oh,
Oh!
oh,
You
no.
jinxed
It is
him!
an unnatural one.
Oh.
Imagine
That is
the
a
bastard
solid
just
2
shows
on the
up
die.
and scares.
Mhm.
You look at the direction of the kid, and you can see the kid kind of looks and quickly runs as you can feel a burning sensation on your face, as you feel blisters kind of go across your skin at this moment. But as quickly as they appear, they disappear at this moment as you hear a deep kind of laugh inside your mind at this time. I think that little kid was looking at us too much, Jason. It's time to put them in their place.
Okay, so you're the jealous type. Gotcha.
You hear a kind of deep chuckle and goes, I'm glad that you chose to have another drink. I'm enjoying our kind of rest. We have a big journey ahead of us, Jason, and we need to get all of our strength.
When I eat and drink, do you feel that? Like, are you eating and drinking with me?
Now I am. This is the first time I've been able to taste, eat, and drink. You making that pact has given me a new look on this land. Perhaps one day we can leave our mark more than just slaying that counts. Maybe one day that can be our castle, Jason.
That is an interesting idea, I will admit. But we wouldn't rule as Strahd did. It would be a different kind of rule.
Sure, you can say that. Now, with Jason, Dalamir, Gray, and Palin beginning to settle in at this time inside the tavern, there is one other little silly goose who is out doing his thing at this time. Forgistal and the Giggling Maw at this moment. As they're having a little time at Bernie's at this time inside the inn. For you, what are you up to at this moment?
Go back to that guard before. That was close to the church. And try and see if I can get him isolated.
Yeah. Give me a T100 at this time. Let's see if he's still there. He is.
83.
Needed an 80. With an 83, you kind of walk over there and you can see that there's less people. There is a singular light from the poles that are kind of on the sides of these cobblestone pathways, illuminating this reddish hue. He is standing in that position, kind of standing there. And are you trying to be stealthy, or are you just trying to approach at this moment?
I'm not trying to be stealthy. I want him to see me.
Oh, hello. You're not supposed to be out at this hour. Did you happen to find your friend?
Yes, I want to show you what I found of my friend. And I'm gonna kind of like grab him and try and pull him into the alleyway, or like into an offshoot where not many people can see me.
Oh, what is this?
He's just gonna like take a moment, just breathe.
This is.
Just really just watching.
Are you okay? Are you confused? Are you lost?
Ixix's gonna climb up the guard's back and whisper into his ear,
Oh! You're gonna like this!
and then Gestal's gonna use his bonus action to hex him, and then he's gonna try and kill him.
Who was that? Ah! As he lets out this screech at this time, describe what happens to this guard at this moment inside this alleyway.
So he's gonna feel kind of like a burning sensation, like on his chest. For a second, it's gonna feel like unnatural, and then Gestal is just gonna grab Labyrinth's fang, and he's gonna like lift up it real high and kind of come down on the other shoulder, and kind of just split like his shoulder and his rib cage on his left hand side kind of like comes down, and it's like dangling off.
Well, as you take this moment, slicing through this individual, at first, this searing, scorching, burning sensation as he lets out this shriek that begins to kind of go at this time. As he's yelling, do you try to mute that yelling in any way, or do you allow him to yell before you slice through him?
No, I'm gonna... In fact, if I could, I'm gonna want to try and... Now that I've like ripped through him, I'm gonna try and expose the other side of his chest and kind of shove him into the street.
With a shriek and a rip through the body, you can hear the bones crackle, the tissues and muscles begin to split, and the organs spill as this individual falls and slides out there with a thud, is laying there motionless in the pool puddle of blood that begins to quickly soak into the cracks and crevices of the cobblestone road. At this moment, the only thing giving light to this would be the street light out there at this time. What do you do?
I'm gonna grab him by his hair and hold him up, and I want to scream into every like person that might still be in the streets, that might still be able to see me. I'm going to say, "Look! Look at this! This is the brand of lock and key!" And I'm going to show where that burn mark was, the 2 cross keys. And I'm going to keep like kind of like almost like spinning and showing it.
These are the people that killed your family, that killed your friends. They're here. And this is their proof.
I'm going to slam him like body up, and I'm going to grab his leg, and I'm going to start dragging him through the streets.
Yeah, as you do so, roll a d100. You do not want to roll too low on this one.
64.
A couple people kind of sit out there, and you can see the faces of disgust as they kind of just either run different directions, or some of them just kind of watch as you begin to drag this individual through. You see some of the guards begin to approach and go, "What seems to be going on here? Please, show us your arms." As you can see, different weapons are drawn at this time, your direction. And the word "please" kind of catches your mind as they're not very assertive at this moment. They are just trying their best not to be in any more conflict today, as much of them are beaten up and bruised and bloodied.
I'll throw down my weapon, and I'll step back, and I'll point to the brand, and I'll say, "This is one of them. This is their mark. He betrayed your brothers. He betrayed the people you are protecting. Look at him." I'll step back so that they can look.
At this time, give me a deception check at this moment.
Oh boy.
As this happens,
That's rough.
with a nat 1, you can see
That's the breaks.
a few of the guards begin to kind of turn and go, this doesn't make any sense. We've just talked to him today. He's never had that done before. And as it happens, you can actually feel one of the spears of one of the guards poke the back of your back a little bit through the fabric, almost like a nudge reminder that they're there. The tension's on. The moment's getting stressful. You can see a few more eyes looking at you as one of them goes, how about you come with us for some questioning? We can learn more about this group that you're talking about.
Gastal's gonna smirk. And are there other people besides the guards around?
There are around you at this time about 4 guards, and there's probably about 12, give or take, 10 to 12 residents who are out there watching.
I'm gonna have Ixik run into the crowd and say, is this how they treat them?
Look, he actually got one of the guys that hurt those people in town. And they're actually gonna kill him? They're gonna take him away? Oh, this isn't right. None of this is adding up. They must be protecting their own. Knew this wasn't right.
Your words leave impact on some of the individuals in the audience as they kind of look there. But none of them speak up at this time. Fear from the guards, fear from the situation. You see the guards go, we're simply here to question you about this group. You're not under arrest, but we want to learn more about this group that is trying to impact our town. If you have any other proof to help sustain your story, besides this marking, present it.
Where exactly is it that you want to do this? Here, in front of these people.
So he kind of leans and points towards this very ominous alleyway. You can see that there's no lights. It is pitch dark. He goes, perhaps we can go there and have a conversation.
It's 4 guards, right?
Just 4 guards. The spear nudges your back again at this point, almost with a insistence at this time from these guards.
I'm gonna kneel down and I'm gonna pick up Labyrinth's Fang. And I'm gonna smirk really, really big. And I'm going to say, after you.
The guards slowly and cautiously begin to make their way over there. You can see some of the residents kind of huddle together to kind of see what's transpiring, but it's very dark down that alleyway as they begin to approach. You can see one of them lights a lantern that begins to kind of illuminate as they're walking. They begin to walk a pretty good distance before one of the corners of one of these alleyways. Is there anything you say or do before you kind of make your way towards this dead spot?
As soon as I start to walk, I'm gonna turn around and hit the one behind me with Labyrinth's Fang.
Feel free to at this moment. Feel free to hit it at this time, and then also let's roll for initiation for you as well at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. 14.
10.
Okay. At this moment, then, with that, also at this time, Gastal, roll me a D100 at this moment as well.
Ooh, lots of these D100 rolls.
Oh, yes. It's 63, okay. With the guards roll on this as well, you get that, obviously, that surprise attack to start. Let's add their turn in here also. A nat 20 on there. That's not too bad, though, getting it out there for initiative at this time. As this happens, you attack the first guard at this time with Labyrinth's Fang. Was that a 10 on that roll?
Yeah, that was a 10.
You swing and you actually kind of hit the guard on the side of one of the spears that he's holding upwards. Doesn't cause any damage, just misses, but shocks them for a moment as they all kind of grab their weapons for this combat at this time. The guards, weapons in hand, are going to try to attack you at this time. The first guard is going to use its spear. That's going to be a 12, which I think might miss.
That misses.
Okay. 2 are going to be with short swords at this time. One of them, oh, they're actually the exact same. That's going to be 17 and 17 on those.
Those hit.
Those 2 attacks. The first one goes kind of hitting the wall. It is a chaotic, kind of frantic moment between blades at this time. Damage-wise, we are looking at for the first attack, 7 on the first one and 5 on the second one. Blades are spinning and slicing through flesh at this time. The third guard is going to try to do its attack at this time. That is also probably going to hit with a 19 on that one. This one is
that's going to hit.
With a spear, though, at this time. You're looking at 5 points of piercing damage. None of these are magical, but that's their turn. The Giggling Maw at this moment, seeing these guards begin to slice and dice, what do you do at this time?
It's going to go right behind the one that I attacked, and it's going to try and like pull on its armor and its clothing to give me advantage when I try to hit it.
Let's do it.
And then thankfully I made all the Constitution saving throws because the damage was low on the first one. I'm going to bonus action move Hex to the one behind me, and I'm going to try and hit it with Labyrinth's Hang.
Gotcha. You're doing Hex to the one
17?
behind you on this one?
Yeah.
Gotcha. 17 hits.
All right. So that'll be 14 radiant plus 2 necrotic.
Describe how this
So that'll be
kills this
16
guard
damage.
at this time with 16 points of damage.
I'm going to turn around and, well, I'm already facing him, so I'm just going to, as his weapon is kind of recoiling, I'm going to wait till Ixik pulls on him, so he's going to tilt to one side, and as he loses his balance, I'm going to hit him right in between like his last rib and his stomach, and it's just going to cleave right through and just spew his insides onto the ground.
As you hear this, as you can hear the intestines and the guts and organs kind of fall onto the ground like a wet sack of potatoes. At this moment, the body hits the ground with a thud. You hear gasps coming from outside of this alleyway as this sound of clinking and clanking blades screaming at this moment continues. For the Giggling Maw and Gestalt, anything else is... you did it to this one, I believe, right? With the advantage?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let me just get X on that bad boy. Anything else on your turn at this time?
If it's possible, Ixik would be hiding underneath the body of that guy.
Sure. You can kind of just slide under it this time.
And that's going to be it for now.
Next up is going to be the guards. In shock, they're as they begin to swing some of their blades at this time towards your direction. One is a spear, 2 are swords. The spear is going to be a 16.
That hits.
16 for damage is going to be 6 points. The other 2 guards doing theirs is going to be a dirty 20 and a 15.
The both hit.
Both are going to hit this time. Almost max damage on these is going to be 8 and 8 as the blades begin to swing. They are putting up a decent fight as blades begin to slice and dice at this time. Oh my goodness. That is going to be it for the guards. Next up is the Giggling Maw. What's going on with you, my friend?
So the Giggling Maw is going to then move over to this one and try and do the same thing, where it's going to kind of crawl out from the other guy and try and grab onto him, so that way you can just give Gestalt advantage, and Gestalt's going to move Hex again to that one.
23 is going to hit.
13 was 2, 15.
15 points of damage. Are you doing that to this guard specifically right here?
Yeah.
As you slice into the next one, describe how you kill this guard as well at this time.
This one I'm just going to, like, looking at the other two, I'm going to kind of swing it almost like I'm going through the hours of a clock, and it's just going to land right in his head and kind of cleave him, like, straight down here and kind of split him open.
Ooh, like a banana peel, it kind of flings out to the sides, revealing the insides of this individual. No more alive at this time and is dead. Anything else for your guys' turn before the guards are back up?
Which one was the one that initially talked to me and threatened me?
This one right here.
I'll look at him and I'll say, I can guarantee they also carries the mark.
check them.
In this combat, give me a persuasion check. We're gonna have a decent roll for this one. I have full faith.
11. Oh, yeah, 11.
11 for that. In the heat of the battle, in the heat of the conflict, perhaps when the water and temperature simmers down a little bit, he would. But in this moment, they are swinging with blades, seeing two of their companions slain at this time. The guards at this time will be up on their turn now. 2 guards, 2 attacks. You can see that there's some nerves and franticness on their faces. The first one is going to be a 7, and the other one is going to be a 5, as both of them are going to miss. The nerves and frustration and fear begin to take over at this time. Giggly Maw and Gestal, back up. What do we do?
Gestal's gonna look at them and he's gonna go,
If you are not one of them, I do not wish to kill you. The reason why I selected them. Do not make me do this.
Well,
and I'm gonna grab one of them, and I'm gonna rip open part of their clothing, and I'm gonna show the mark.
okay. As you rip open the clothing and you reveal this mark, would you like to describe what this mark looks like at this time?
It looks like 2 cross keys that have been branded inside the body. So it's like those old school keys where it's like a circle on the bottom end, and when they come up to their top part, there's 2 sticking out, almost like an F.
Well, as you reveal this, this is your chance, Gestal. A persuasion with advantage, make or break. Let's see if we can convince
boy.
these guards.
Oh boy. 15.
You see the guards both have their weapons towards you. One of them puts the spear right towards where your heart is and stops and goes, "Wait! It is the same mark." You can see there's this kind of pause. It goes, "What do you know about this group?"
I've been hunting them since before I came here. I came here hunting them. They ally themselves with dark powers and they prey on innocent people. They have been killing town after town. As an Inquisitor of Tyr, it is my job exclusively to tear them down. They employ witches, monsters, anything that has powers they worked for, and they use it to abuse their own kind. I would rather not kill my people, but I know their stench anywhere. Now these people were with you. The only time I hit them was when they were here attacking me. You know them. They implore dark magics. You're going to tell me I did this?
We do not have all the answers. Your hands may be clean, they may be dirty, but we will look into this. And we'll keep an eye on you as well. As you can see, they both kind of look there, and he kind of turns and goes, "James, drag the bodies out of here. Let the locals know that these were, well, dare I say, a part of the evil that has happened with the siege." And he kind of turns back to you and goes, "But please know that this does not clear you and your companions either."
Our actions will clear us.
We hope so. As they begin to kind of leave, do you allow them to leave at this time as they're dragging the bodies?
I let them go. I don't stop them.
You notice that they have a conversation with some of the residents, clarifying that these might have been part of some group that may be involved in the siege today. This has you greeted with the look of fear, concern, caution from some of the locals, but not running to the guards for assistance or anything at this time. As rain continues to fall at this moment under this blood moon at this time, you can see above what looks to be these shadows that kind of lurk and kind of dart across the sky. At this moment, the horns continue to blare as the remaining residents rush inside their houses or hide in the alleyways. For you and the Giggling Maw at this time, What do you guys do?
We'll start making our way to the inn. We'll start quickening our pace as we see the shadows darting around.
Mm-hmm. And as this happens, you begin to rush out there. There are no more guards outside. The guards that you saw have made their way inside one of the residents or one of the buildings. You begin to go at this moment, and you notice behind you there is a dark, almost black, like a midnight black fog that is rolling through the cobblestone streets, getting closer and closer to behind you. It is outpacing your current movement at this time. Do you try to outrun it? Do you try to do anything else at this moment? As you can see, the tavern, the inn, is still a little bit away, but it is within sight.
No one can see me, right? Everyone else is off the streets?
Nobody you can see on the streets at all.
Oh, great. Then I will shift into my Swift Strider form. So again, 10%, 10 feet of extra movement. As I shift, like my hands will grow, and I'll kind of get that kind of old wolfman kind of look to myself. My hair will stick out. I'll develop kind of a snout. My eyes will blacken, but then it'll seem like a maze is erupting from them. And then I'll start dashing and running on all fours as I just look at Igzik, and I make him blink out into a pocket dimension.
Yeah.
I just start booking.
Give me an athletic or acrobatics with advantage at this time as you try to outrun this impending doom that is lurking behind you. 15. As you're going, you notice that each time that you pass one of these street lights, you notice that this fog begins to roll, and the second that it touches it, right when you're passing through, the lights go out. Going behind you faster and faster and faster. And with the 15, you just meet the number to kind of burst through this section. And the second you get over here, are you going right through that door inside, or?
As I get close enough, I'm gonna drop my form and kind of like jump my way through.
As this happens, you quickly have this arcane transformation at this time, bursting through those front doors. The second you get through, you just see your body kind of roll out there as you see some of the residents go, "What are you doing?" As they quickly go back to the door and shut it at this moment. For the party, you guys see Gestalt catching his breath at this moment inside the inn. For all of you guys, what do you guys do?
Well, I imagine with us sitting right next to the windows here, we can see the fog rolling in, right?
You look out there and you just see this dark mass of fog begin to kind of roll by, and the second it touches across the pane of the window, it is almost like a dark abyss. You cannot see even an inch through the window at this time, and as the fog rolls, it almost looks like there's sections of grayish fog that is almost formed into skeletal hands that kind of brush against the actual glass at this time.
It seems you just made it inside, Gaston. Who knows what might have happened if you had remained out there.
He's breathing heavy. He's like exhausted. He's gonna start getting up. And you're gonna notice that there was like a significant amount of blood on him that wasn't on him before. He's gonna go. Don't worry. Eventually we will find out what is out there. Eventually. He'll walk over and he'll like grab somebody's drink and just down it just to kind of calm himself down.
Probably Ishmark, he's right here on the way to the table. He's got a bunch to spare.
Gestalt,
Yeah, I'll grab Ishmark's.
you see Ishmark is actually passed out laying there with a bunch of empty drinks. There's one that's about half full, so you can take that one and drink it at this time.
I do. Drink it. I'll look around at all the people that are probably staring at me.
They are.
What is it you want?
Eyes kind of dart away back to what they're doing. Some of the older individuals will slowly turn towards you at this time. But besides that, people trying to mind their own. They're kind of shocked of what has transpired today so far already. They're not looking to pick another fight at this time.
And what have you guys been doing? Been here.
Yes.
Right.
resting, discussing our next move.
Is Jason noticeably distant from everyone else?
Yeah, you see
He
that
is over
he's
here.
10 feet away, and he's just kind of sitting there by himself with a few drinks around.
Was he not invited?
It's not a matter of whether he was invited or not. He chose to sit there on his own. We've been sitting at this table since we first arrived here.
This is very uncharacteristic of him.
I thought it was because he had the and Palin will start trying to, I don't know, shape the rock in the air with his finger. Point to his ear a bunch.
Potentially.
Where it was.
That could potentially be it. It could be another thing. A thing that I will not comment on.
Even
Please sit down,
before that,
Gaston.
it seemed he was different.
Of course he's different.
What exactly happened in the town square?
None of you told him.
Not yet. Hadn't gotten around to it.
Told him what?
What happened in the square?
We told him about the attack. We didn't tell him about Jason's deal.
What deal? All I saw was him transform into a demonic form. Whatever deals that was not something that was made today. And I'll walk over and I'll kind of motion to the guy sitting next to Jason to take a walk. And I'm gonna sit next to Jason.
There's chairs right here.
Oh, I know.
This one, dude.
I'm gonna sit
Is
next
that guy staying there? Is he challenging
Buster,
Gaston?
Get the fuck out of here.
Notice he is sitting there straight forward, and he is just looking in what looks to be a cold bowl of soup. He's just kind of looking down at this time, and he just almost has a 1,000-yard stare. His mouth is partially opened. Don't cut him in half. You see he is just quiet at this time, not responding to anything that was said to him.
I'll put my hand on his shoulder. And I'll grind my teeth pretty loudly. And I'll say to him, "Excuse me. Would you mind if I sat with my friend for a moment? It would mean a lot to me."
Are you just trying to persuade him or intimidate him at this time?
I'm trying to hold back all the emotion I have being carried with me from what I just kind of went through. So I'm just trying to be calm about it.
Give me a persuasion at this moment.
7.
He slowly kind of turns his head and goes, "I lost all 5 of my boys today in that town square massacre. A bunch of empty beds at my house. Could you at least buy me a drink?"
I'll look at the bartender and I'll say, "I will cover his whatever he needs tonight.
Very well.
For what is worth, I try to save as much people as we can. We all did."
I'm not blaming any of you. Just, it's gonna be an empty night tonight inside the house. As he taps your shoulder a little bit in a friendly way, just to acknowledge and move out of the way for you, and sits down and is nursing that drink a little bit tighter after that conversation.
I'll take my seat next to Jason. And I'll say to him, how did you do that? How did you rip yourself from your humanity like that?
Oh, my humanity that made me weak, and the mask helped me realize I needed more power. If I want to beat Strahd, I need to be more like him. Like, you would know that Jason is fully lying. He has never been this power hungry before.
That was not the mask. If he could have done that, he would have done it before. He would have done it any of the times after you have found it. I've seen you scrape by after having that in your possession. You're telling me it had that kind of power?
The shadow thing came from myself. It didn't come from the mask.
How did you do it?
I am not entirely certain. It's like as you know, I'm a half vampire. But ever since we got here, ever since we got to Barovia, I just feel the vampire side in me just growing and becoming more powerful in this land. Almost as if the land itself powers me. So I just stepped in that, and the shadows welcomed me and gave me that form.
You're gonna see, like jealousy, almost. Like well up in Gaston. Like his hands are gonna be like scratching into the bar. You can see like tension building up in his face and his arms. And he's gonna breathe out. And it's gonna almost be like he's breathing out smoke from his chest. Ever since you've been here, you've felt that inside you. It's just growing inside you.
Like, I honestly just started tapping into my true potential. I feel like the more we stay in Barovia, the more we travel this land, the more I'm gonna feel connected to it. The more I might even be able to challenge Strahd's rule over this land.
This is also just gonna start shaking his head. He's gonna say, Muddy, why did you have to stay in Barovia? And he's just gonna get up and he's gonna go kind of walk to like the door and just kind of, or like a window, and just kind of stare out.
Hey, are you okay? Just though I never saw you react this way before.
He's gonna kind of stop midway. He's gonna look at you. He's gonna say, what is it that you think you and my sister share in common?
Oh, yeah.
I cannot
We
be
have that
there
in common.
to protect her. I do not know what is happening to her. And if that is happening to you, he's just gonna walk over to the window.
glance out of the window pane, seeing nothing but a empty void, an abyss. You can see that this cloud that was chasing you has taken over at the outside of this area, and until that blood moon begins to cease, we will end today's session right there. So thank you so much for watching us tonight as we are on episode 17 of a very dense, lore-heavy episode, getting to touch base on with a lot of our characters tonight and seeing where we're going and our heading. Do we go to dinner with Strahd? Do we go to the Amber Temple? Do we explore the Wizard Tower off in the distance? As we rest, recover during this blood moon, we will find out next week, once again on Critical Failures. Thank you so much for watching from all of us, from Gestal, Gray, Jason, Palin, and Thalamir. We appreciate you every single time. Have a great rest of your week. Have a good one. Peace.
Bye-bye.